My friends, welcome to another episode of the Nuclear Heatwave Podcast, and brought to you by Mafia Sports Report. As always, I'm Dr. Love, and of course, right over here, right over there, we got Sauce Bronson in the house.
Hey, listen, first and foremost, I don't have anything on me, but listen, today, this week has just been great in general. For one, got to spend time with family, but you know what's more important than spending time with family? Is seeing your football team finally win a divisional title. There you go. Hold on.
Yeah!
Hold on.
That's right.
Hold on. We gotta make sure to show this in full.
There we go, baby. Oh, I'm gonna be like DDP holding that up. There we go, baby. Here we go. Full screen, baby.
The roar is restored.
It has been restored.
Not only did the Lions win a game, we won a division. Okay, it took us 29 years to get here.
Kings of the North, baby.
Do you know how long? You know how old I was when they won their first one? Because it technically happened in '93. I was like 10 years old or 9, depends on how they. I don't know if they was playing games in January back in the early '90s. I don't remember, but that doesn't matter at this point. My football team has won a division.
Yep. With
Mr. Dirty Dan Campbell.
Yes.
And life is just great right now. From now on, I know wrestling fans, they synonymous, they like to put the word dirty with Dutch Mantel, but no more dirty. Like I said, we don't do dirty Dutch Mantel over here. We do dirty Dan Campbell, okay? Let's say Mr. Dutch, he lost the dirty title, okay? Has Mantel won a NFC North championship? No. Has Dirty Dan Campbell won? Yes. Let's go.
Let's go.
So quick question, fellas. So how was y'all Christmas?
It was very nice. It was a very nice Christmas. It was very warm. Here in Michigan, it can be either 70 degrees or it can be a foot of snow. Christmas is always unique here. But it was very nice. Friends and family, of course. And, my brother's in town, so that's great, too.
Yep.
Shout out to you.
Went well.
There we go, baby.
For sure. And a lot of football. And then, of course, we have wrestling, too. So that's what we're here for. We're getting to the end of the year. And normally at this time, we're kind of talking about like year in review type stuff, which we might pop here and there. But no, AEW said we're going to have another show at the end of the year that they've only sold 8,000 tickets for. So just letting you know, we have the World's End show at the on the 30th, this Saturday.
Yeah, but Mr. Adderall is losing it now. His last media scrum, Jim Cornette on his podcast decided to use a bell every time Tony said the word great. And it was like 22 times. and this guy, he needs a booker. Tony Khan needs an actual booker to book his wrestling, both of his shows, because he is just falling apart at the seams right now.
I agree.
You literally have Jim Ross working for you.
Right.
He doesn't even want to be there.
Who used to book.
He doesn't want to be there.
Right.
I mean, granted, I know Jim Ross has had a town relations, but I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon taught him how to book something other than barbecue sauce. I'm positive of it.
Well, there was a booking committee in WWF in the mid-'90s, and it was Jim Ross, Jim Cornette, Bruce Pritchard, and then later Vince Russo.
Yep.
But there was a booking committee then, too. It wasn't just in WCW.
Right.
Which is the more famous of booking committees over the years. But yeah, Vince leaned on Jim Ross heavily for that. But as Jim Ross even said, that the current talent does not listen to him. They don't solicit his opinions. They think they know it all. The Cucamonga Kids
Cucamonga Kids,
which now I guess they're going to be called Super Dick Party.
Yep.
Super.
God.
I mean, who can treat these guys seriously?
I'm
already
broke.
out.
He's already broke me. He's already broke me. No.
Well, and that's the thing. It's just it's like you got people that's there, and even if people like, let's just say Khan, so Jim Ross, listen, I want to put you in charge of booking. all he has to do is tell the talent, like, listen, from now on, all the booking goes through Jim Ross. I don't care what y'all think about him. I don't care how y'all feel. I don't, that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this guy is the one that's going to be in charge because I fumbled the bag when it came to Cody Rhodes. That's either here or there. But now we're going to deal with, now you guys are going to deal with Mr. JR. So
Yeah.
that's all you got to do. That's how, with Vince, granted, he had his hands in everything, but he had other people, that was in charge. And I'm sure he told the talent once upon a time, like, listen, this guy's going to be running this thing or that thing. At the end of the day, before y'all come to me, this is the guy you talk to. And I'm sure Vince told whoever that supervisor was in charge, he said, at the end of the day, this is on you. Figure it out.
Well, the thing is, though, Tony Khan's more interested in being their friend than being their boss.
Yeah, ask Dixie Carter how that turned out.
Oh, my God. Now he's bringing up Carter. Oh, God. That's a whole.
I'm just saying, want to be one of the boys,
what? That's going to be a January podcast for the return of TNA.
As Booker T said,
sure.
Booker T said Dixie Carter was hot to trot with the wrestlers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a perfect analogy.
Take that as you will. I'll tell you that.
And I know we have our grievances. We shared our grievances with Mr. Phillip Brooks. But Phillip Brooks, the one thing he did expose, that when the people when the workers have too much power over their boss, Mr. Phillip Brooks is a prime example of what can happen. And the only thing was he was just brazen. He was just more brazen to do what others couldn't or didn't do. Folks, we run into a little malfunction. But yeah, at the end of the day, it does not take rocket science. I'm sure it doesn't take rocket science running a wrestling company, at least if you have the right people in place. If you try to do everything on your own or by yourself, in about 5 years, are we really gonna be looking at AEW wrestling? Or is everybody just gonna break up and just go back, everybody just go back to the Indies, to the, what's left of any territory. But hello.
Yep, we're here.
Okay.
Hey, we're here. Yeah, it's being weird because we have two different mics here. And it's kind of being like, hey, which mic do I want to go on? I'm just going to change whenever I want to. So, yeah, just let us know. Just give us like and then we'll work on it. So.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Now with CM Punk, he's got a lot of people working with him, and look how they're booking him. They're keeping him off TV.
And once again, and what I said about Phillip, the same thing I always say about Phillip, if he ever went back to the E, I say it would be a good thing for him. What's happening in D-Town? How's your Christmas?
What's up, buddy? Hey, we got Champ right there. We got the Champ right there. We'll see. We'll see.
But like I said before, I said again, Mr. Phillip going back to Connecticut was, it's a good move for both parties. One, for WWE, he's a draw. He's always a big draw. But also for Phil, as we've seen, he needs to be in a place where he can be micromanaged.
Yep.
And you already noticed, since he's been there, he's been on his best behavior that we know of. Until we get the dark side of the ring of his return in about 20 years. But
Phil also respects WWE. And when you don't respect your employer with AEW, we saw what happened there. But Phil obviously respects enough people in WWE to be on his better behavior. At least right now he is.
Yeah, and even with the guy there, even I'm sure the person that he really doesn't care for, Mr. Paul Levesque, even him, they have, I'm sure, they have their disdain for one another. But at the end of the day, he knows going back to Connecticut, Paul is his boss, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And Paul probably told him, listen, we see how you left here in 14. We saw how you just left those guys in Jacksonville. I'm telling you right now, you on your last leg, don't F it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now he's poised to win the Royal Rumble. He's the heavy favorite to win the Rumble now, and the heavy favorite to main event night one of WrestleMania. So imagine that. Imagine like going from hey, just blame. I can't even say Mr. Jack Perry because I love my glass, my spot.
Hey, Papa Mafia's favorite wrestler at the moment.
Papa Mafia's favorite. Yeah.
As I call him, Jacqueline Perry.
He actually likes him, by the way. He does. That's not a joke.
Papa Mafia. Yeah.
The way
he loves
all people don't understand. We don't get it.
There's no WCW connection to him, so why do you like him?
I don't know. Maybe he liked, his dad.
Maybe he liked disorderly conduct.
Oh, now we're talking. So here we go. All right. Anyways, now we're going to talk about this pay-per-view. Let's get this show on the road. We're already rolling. Okay. So it does look like, all right. So let's talk about this one, which I know CBM's favorite match of the night. We got the champion Hook, the FTW champion versus Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta for the FTW title, which I do have right here behind behind the CBM's head. Let's just put it this way. Do we even care?
No.
Match? Do we even care? So
no.
Is there any kind of emoji you can put there?
Hold on, I got one emoji right. Hold on.
Because we always like having one of these. And this match, to me, should probably be on the pre-show. And tomorrow they're probably going to announce another match, and this might be a pre-show match.
Oh, yeah, give me just a minute. I got the perfect emoji.
Okay. I mean, with the lack of storyline behind this, the lack of angle behind this, I'd rather watch Baddie Boxing.
Baddie Boxing would be more enticing. It would be, but unfortunately, no. Hey, you know what? At least it's not another Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match on the pre-show with MJF defending again. How about we not have that again?
Who is booking this stuff?
It's only one person. Come on now.
Who else but TK?
Thanks, guys.
Oh, perfect.
I think we're both, synonymous thoughts right here. For me, It's like I still got love for Wheeler Yuta, but it's just the other person that's got to wrestle him.
Yeah.
No, I could literally care less about this match.
I mean, the Hook things I'm over. Like it was like a gimmick. Like he first showed up. Yeah, you're Taz's son. We know. You've made sure
I hated him. I hated him then.
And then it's like you look like an emo kid who just got dropped off at the mall, and then they're waiting to get picked up, and then. Like Nick Wayne, I don't even like Nick Wayne. I think Nick Wayne could beat your ass. That's how I look at it. And I don't even like Nick Wayne.
Hook looks like the guy that rides those rides at the mall. Those like he rides like the horses.
The horse, or like the little carousel.
For all the video game nerds, when I saw Hook for the first time, I said he looks like he needs a keyblade in his hand.
Oh my gosh!
And for all the nerds out there, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, no one's gonna take him seriously. Like no one is gonna take him seriously because one, has he ever like cut a promo that was anything that was like memorable?
No,
I don't know.
And this is the part that really annoyed me. So you got the skinny dude that's coming out here. He's doing this Goldberg no selling type of business, and he's just demolishing everybody. I'm like, come on, man, come on now.
See, at least in the 80s when Roddy Piper would be, he had the promos to back it up.
Yeah.
And Hook, that's a zero promo. And you would expect, because Taz could cut a decent promo. You would expect some osmosis there with Taz to Hook, but that is just not taken. I tell you.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Wheeler Yuta loses this match, then he has fallen off any type of rung. What the hell's a rung?
Yeah.
Off of any type of rung, off of any ladder, of any type of chance of him getting any push again. It's not even feasible if you think about it. He would lose.
Oh. What if not only he loses, but he gets squashed?
If he got squashed, it would be
that could be possible too.
Oh my god!
This could be like a 5-minute squash match.
Because I'm sure that Chris Jericho is going to want more time later.
Jericho already can guarantee this, just like is the second to last match of the night. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. So you have the main event, and it'll be Jericho.
Which
guaranteed.
Did Sauce Bronson go to see?
Yes, he did. We went to go see Fozzy.
So Sauce, I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you think that Jericho was lip syncing? Because Sebastian Bach.
Hold on. Hello? Well, I can say this. When I went to go see Mr. Christopher Jericho, I did not see, mind you, I'm literally like 12 feet away from this man. There was no lip sync. If he was lip syncing, he was doing a damn good job. I mean, as far as, he wasn't as blatant as, who was that one chick? Just, what was her name? Jessica Simpson, her sister Ashley Simpson.
Ashley Simpson.
Yeah, it was nothing like if he was lip syncing, it clearly wasn't to those levels of Ashley Simpson on SNL when she was doing her little bit.
I don't think he was, only because he was taking. You could, like, as an actor, you do musicals, you sing, you have to breathe. And I was watching him; he was definitely taking breaths, going off this box, and then going getting water and drinking. So he was.
But he honestly thinks he's trying to recreate the band Saxon, which they weren't all that popular in the early to mid 80s either. But he just fell in love with that kind of band and is recreating it now. And even the song Judas is similar to Saxon's Crusader, right?
Oh, okay.
And so, man, it's a total ripoff. I mean, get something original. At least in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, when you were seeking thrills, at least Jericho was doing something more original there.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. But yeah. So so since we just talked about Jericho, we'll segue into that one, actually.
All right.
So we have for the tag team championship, where you have Big Bill, baby, and Ricky Starks versus Jericho and no Omega, because he's in the hospital with diverticulitis, which is a little bit of a karma, unfortunately. You already know why it's karma, right,
Yeah.
Sauce? Because of the Fight Forever game. In the game, the F5 is called the diverticulitis. Omega as EVP had some kind of say in that. Now, maybe it wasn't him directly, but the fact that
I'm sure it was him directly.
So then he gets it. Come on, you feel bad because he's a great wrestler, but man,
what Twinkle Toes has to know, you can't tempt fate. You cannot expect that karma won't bite you at some point.
Right.
And here it certainly did. So who do you think is the to be announced wrestler, Sauce?
Can be said, like, I want to say Sammy Guevara, but with Tony Khan's booking, I wouldn't doubt it if they team up again.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to. My mind's really drawing a blank right now.
I mean, I've got an idea.
You've got an idea.
Okay, let's go with yours.
Okay, so Enzo Amore has recently put out several statements to various media outlets. And when I mean media outlets, I mean Sportskeeda. So we're already at the bottom of the barrel on this. But he was denying that he was going to be the mystery partner.
Even though, like, they probably didn't ask, right?
They didn't ask.
No, he was just gonna, like, how you doing? How you doing? I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna be Jericho's partner. We didn't actually ask you that question. I don't know what.
So what I think is, as we know, it's the rules of wrestling storylines and psychology. If you deny something so vehemently, well, then it's happening. So I'm banking on Enzo to show up and be Jericho's, because, oh my goodness, it's Enzo versus Big Bill.
I know. It already writes itself, Sauce, if you think about it. And
at this point, I mean, it wouldn't put it past me if Tony Khan if he just says, you know what, yeah, let's just do this for ratings. So at this point, this is what this man is scratching and clawing towards.
Well, and the ratings have been going down the tank lately. You know, Dynamite now is around 800,000 viewers.
Yeah.
You know, down from 1 million, and Collisions is just abysmal. I mean, that might get canceled even. I mean, so they need something to provide a ratings boost.
Well, that's all you got to do. Just move Collision like either keep Collision on Saturday and get rid of Rampage.
Rampage has got to go. I don't know what the point, like at this point. Rampage is like the old Velocity or Metal or Jacked, you know, or oh god, it's Superstar. Well, WWE still has a Superstar show. I don't know, like that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, they kind of do, but they mostly have it with like the NXT. What's it called? Level Up.
Yeah, kind of like
so that's like a YouTube show.
Thing.
In main event though,
event.
WWE main event is still.
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go with you too, CBM, about Enzo. It kind of writes itself storyline wise. As for them winning the titles, Jericho and Omega probably were supposed to win the titles, but that's not going to happen now. I mean, if it happened now,
I think it will happen.
So he's still okay. So he thinks it will. I don't know. I don't think he's going to win. I think it's going to let the belt stay on Ricky Starks and Big Bill just until the new year, and then we'll wait to see what happens. Because what's crazy about this show, and we've talked about it, me and Sauce, we talked about this. You have a new pay-per-view. You need buy rates. Make sure you got a stacked card, and this is like an okay card. This is not a stacked card. That's the problem. You don't have FTR on here. You don't have the Acclaimed on here. What's the point? What's up with that? What's up with that? Can't even say it.
Yeah, this is just looking like a $40 episode of Dynamite right now.
Yeah, right. So yeah, like I said, I think Ricky Starks and Big Bill are going to win. CBM's going to go with Jericho and to be announced, and possible the real one, because that's what he was. Or Enzo.
Right. Well, he can't use real number one because 4 other rappers use the name real number one. So now it's the letter N, Z-O.
Z-O, yeah.
Enzo.
I see what you did there.
How you doing? It's all good. So
which he's doing country rap now.
Oh yeah. Country rap. Yep. I had to
First of all, I didn't even listen. I didn't listen to his first rap, and I'm sorry, my blackness would not allow me, my ears
to listen.
Even hear that.
To Phoenix, you never listened to the pinnacle of garbage rap, and that takes into account a lot of people. Pickle, Sauce, as you know, that the pinnacle of garbage rap, that there's a lot of people that make up that mountain. Right, but Phoenix by Enzo takes the cake with his consensual penis.
Yes,
and
yes,
that's all I'm gonna say. And that's all you can say.
Don't worry, I'll make sure he listens to it.
But
it's gonna happen.
But now for those at home, I sent Sauce some links about our good friend Antonio Brown. AB and some of his rap songs, Runnin', which should actually be called My Guitar, because Antonio Brown is missing his guitar.
But it's called Runnin'.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, he's allergic to.
You're allergic to Antonio Brown.
I'm allergic to him and all his CTE-ness.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So,
but that's for another day.
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, this match, will it be good? I want Enzo to show up, because now I just want the spot to have Enzo and Big Bill, and then they're gonna look around and try to wait till people realize, like, oh yeah, these guys were together, and then they'll whatever.
And then something's gonna happen where then Enzo, if it is Enzo, he's going to turn on Jericho. Then it's going to be a little stable of Enzo, Amore, and Ricky.
I know, right?
And as with Enzo as the mouthpiece.
Yep.
Because they do need a manager.
Oh yeah, they want to make it. Oh wait, so you're saying it's going to be another faction
Yes.
It's another faction. Oh, it's another faction, please. Oh,
Oh, yeah, because we need more of those.
God, AEW factions.
I mean, granted, WWE has adopted it too. Like, they do have quite a bit of little factions here and there. But,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But, so we're going to... I just can't laugh. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna go with the TBS championship.
Okay.
Julia Hart champion versus Abaddon for it. So I'm excited for this match for a couple reasons. I really think that Julia Hart has improved drastically. I mean, she's very young, 22 years old, I believe, and she's improved drastically. She's also, brought on Sky Blue as part of her little group, and as we always talk about on the show, anything with Sky Blue is good. It's good for us. It's good for the show. We have no problems there. But CBM had some info. About Abaddon. A lot of people don't know much about Abaddon. So
well, they don't know that with her work on the independent scene, and that's where she was fleshing out her gimmick, and it's really come on strong with her. It's just that she's not booked strong enough, it seems, for her to take this TBS title. And this is not going to be the worst match on the card. This is not going to be the second worst match on the card. This is actually going to be it's going to be a solid match. I see Julia Hart taking the Duke on this one, but Abaddon's going to, in fact, Abaddon might join their stable.
Okay.
There might be something after the match where Abaddon will end up turning on whoever and joining the.
She could be that muscle for her and Sky Blue, right? She could kind of be like the muscle to go out there and kind of like take them out. Think of like Asuka and her Kana gimmick, like where she is destroying people.
Or remember Awesome Kong and her Kong Tourage.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was the name. Yeah,
I will say I'm excited for Abaddon. She's a fresh face. As far as I hear, I'm just glad that Tony Khan is just not just only booking her for October like he did for the past few years. She always those Halloween episodes he used to do. And with her, if booked right, and that's a strong if. That's an if in the wind. If booked right, she can be a dominating champion. She could definitely be a dominating champion, a draw, and whatnot. Just a monster heel.
Yes.
But once again, my expectations aren't set that high. I'm just at this point when it comes to AEW, I'm just here for wrestling. I just try to throw logic out the window.
Yeah. No, right. I hear you.
But this show could definitely. Oh, real quick, I would say this show could definitely. It's got potential. It could definitely be a show stealer.
It could be.
Yeah.
It really should. It's going to showcase a different style with Julia Hart with Abaddon.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it. So I'm going to say Julia Hart's going to keep the belt. But if Abaddon did join the group, or like they are enticing her to join, then that's a good sign. Good sign going forward. So
Julia Hart's Stevie Nicks type of gimmick is working.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. You say Stevie or Steamy? Stevie. No.
So I think of that.
Oh my God, please. So we'll move on to the since it's right there. The TNT Championship match between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. And now, as I knew that we were going to do, stipulation match. No disqualifications. Man sauce, this would have been great if they built up this entire time, and then this would have been their first official match. It would have been great.
I'm about to see I'm seeing exactly how I feel.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting. Hit me with it.
Don't worry, Internet Land. Hold on, I got you, Internet Land.
It's small. It's like enhance.
Enhance.
Yep, there you go. I like it. Yep. It's getting big. How big is it?
Hold on, maybe it's too big. Okay.
That was too big. So
there we go. Yeah, that summarizes how this probably summarizes how I feel about all these.
I'm the same way. Will the match be good? I think it'll be okay, good match, because now they're going to act like this is the first match they had. But unfortunately, just because the show was in Montreal, it was in Canada, they said, let's have them have a match. And the worst part about that match was it was so short, and it went picture in picture on Dynamite. Like you wasted this comeback for this feud just for
you need them ratings.
You need it.
Now I would like to ask those out there, our viewers and out there on the internet. Let me ask you this: can you see anything on the picture in picture? I mean, it's almost a waste of time to even do that.
Yeah, for the most part. Because there's times where, like, mind you, I'm sitting at my desk in my bedroom, and I have a 27-inch monitor that's usually about 1.5 feet from my face. So there's some, like, if it's a match I'm really into, sometimes I have to pull the monitor just a little bit forward just to see what's going on.
Okay. And you're that close to your screen.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just annoys me whenever I see it, and I get the reasoning for it. I get it. Honestly, you know who you can blame for that growing up? NASCAR. NASCAR is the one that really started all that stuff.
But now remember, Sauce, you might remember this, but WCW World War III.
Oh my gosh!
Yep.
When they have the split windows, except no one had more than a 27-inch TV in the mid '90s. No, I mean that didn't even happen. So how could you see anything?
Yeah, it was so
right.
It was so small,
and yet they try to do that with this. I don't know. I mean, this feud's obviously continuing. It's just what stage of the storyline is this match going to?
Oh, so quick question: Who won the first one? Christian, right?
Yeah. So Christian won. So now you're in a pickle because you want the feud to continue, but you don't need to give.
Oh, I can tell you how this is going to end. It's going to end with Mr. Copeland. He's going to win via DQ or something. Christian's going to get himself disqualified somehow.
No DQ, Sauce.
Oh yeah, no DQ. So
DQ match. So
I just don't see him walking out. Like, I just don't see Edge walking out. Well, then again, this is AEW. Could we really see Mr. Copeland walking out with the TNT Championship? I guess at this point you probably could, all because of the ratings.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, he won the championship. Oh, he's gonna. Yeah.
I could see it happen, but I could also see like a no DQ match and then a no contest. I'm just saying. There's or he runs away. Christian runs away.
Turns into no contest
because it's not a no count out.
It's not no count out. So watch them utilize the no count out part of it, which is
old school Edge and Christian tactics where they find loopholes to keep their belts.
Yep. So you can find that. So there's a few different options. I just can't imagine Adam Copeland winning the belt. So you're right. If they're that desperate for him to get the belt, and then he'll lose it like back on Dynamite.
So you're going with Cage, sir?
I'm going to go with Adam Copeland for the upset. Even though I really don't think it would happen, I think TK is scared of. Well, one, the ticket sales are abysmal for the show. Less than 8,000 tickets sold. Maybe it's a little more now, but.
And here's the kicker to all of this. As of right now, they're negotiating, and we don't know how strong the negotiations are with Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah.
At the same time, Warner Brothers Discovery is negotiating directly with Mark Shapiro and Paul Levesque from the TKO group. So Tony Khan realizes if he doesn't, he better realize that it's possible he can lose Warner Brothers Discovery to WWE Raw.
Yeah.
And then where will that put him? So he needs anything to boost ratings, even more.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Oh my God. Yep. Oh my God.
Why not?
Hey.
Well, I mean, that's not as far-fetched as you might think, because he has been rumored to be in talks with Netflix and Amazon Prime about having a streaming outlet for one of his shows in case Warner Brothers Discovery picks up Raw.
Oh, yeah. You have to have some kind of contingency plan for sure. Oh, Lord.
I would say, well, yeah, as far as this match goes, it's probably going to be about what? 13-minute match. You know, these guys wrestle each other their whole lives. So a 13-minute autopilot match where Christian's still up to, you know, heel tactics, working the crowd over. And then something crazy happens where Christian somehow walks out with that belt.
Well, yeah, because you already know Luchasaurus is interfering. You know, Nick.
Yeah, your new favorite wrestler 2023.
I know, right? But then, wait, guess who's not on the card? Sting? Is Sting showing up because they were already working together?
Well, why not? This is Drag the Old Dinosaur in this, too.
Well, I'm expecting Shayna Wayne to show up.
Shayna Wayne, hey, there you go. She can show up. That's fine. Whatever, you know. And then have Christian be like, "Don't worry, I've got you. Like, I'll take care of her. I'm the new daddy of the patriarchy." Because that's the whole point. That's his gimmick, the patriarchy. I love it. But yeah, I don't even know, dude. And you got to remember too. There's another thing we haven't talked about yet. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. But here's the thing: all those WWE releases that happened more than 90 days ago are now eligible to be on show up on this show.
Oh yeah, I sent the list on Discord. I think about 2 weeks ago. Yep. I think as of not a couple weeks ago, but I want to say it was as of the 21st. You had a whole nice list of people who's eligible to go elsewhere.
So there's a lot of options there for people either to come help him, show up as Jericho's partner. And then, of course, when we talk about for the main event. So,
listen, I want Tony Khan to grow up here and have Jericho's partner be Mustafa Ali. Let's go.
Oh, there you go. All right. That, you know what? It could, and guess what? It could happen. Probably won't, but it could happen.
So you don't think it's Elias?
A lot.
Hey, listen. Listen here. Listen here. All of a sudden, Jericho's walking around like, who's my partner going to be? The lights go out. And when the lights go out, then all of a sudden you hear that.
The guitar, yeah.
And then you just see, the spotlight comes on, and then you just see this man with this beard as luxurious as CBM's tonight. And he just says, who's ready to walk with insert real name, because I don't know what his real name is right now. So just work with me on this. But I can see this all playing out, and the crowd just like goes crazy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because my thing is, if you're gonna keep bringing in people to your company, at least let's stop bringing in these old dinosaurs. At least just bring in some people that's gonna, be worth their value for at least a couple weeks for you pretty much ban them to whatever YouTube show there is now.
Oh my gosh, Dark. We always talk about the old Dark show.
But Rick Boogs,
yep,
he's another one.
He's another one that he's a guy that he can really play the guitar, and then he literally reminds me of a wrestler from the 90s, like
Robbie Rage from High Voltage.
Yep, or Steiner Brothers, or or Fire and Ice.
Oh yeah, like Ice Train, Scott Norton.
Yes, yeah. He looks like a wrestler, and he was just underutilized. Like he was just. They're like, hey, you can play guitar.
Way, as long as this is a guy with a guitar to come out, I'm good with it.
Now it's like, who's got the guitar?
Antonio Brown.
Oh no, not Antonio Brown. We're gonna pass.
So I can see all of a sudden I can see this machismo. I can see this machismo guy come out of the guitar. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rick Boogs. Just get the crowd hyped up. I mean, once again. Ding Dong Khan. I only have so much limited faith in what this man can do as far as booking.
I know, man.
In my dream world, in my dream world, where the Lions not only win the Super Bowl, Boogs comes in and gets over, and becomes the best damn TNT champion ever, and he holds the belt for like 8 months, and he just becomes the best thing in AEW since sliced bread.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
But that's enough for me on my soapbox.
Hey, and then they have a lot of options on some of these people. I mean, they're not going to get top dollar though, because apparently he signed with some indie company. I don't even know.
Was it MLW even?
You know what? I thought it was, but it didn't.
What's they signing LW? Mr. UFC guy.
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle.
Yeah, Matt Riddle.
Yep. Well, here's the problem. He's supposed to be fighting Jacob Fett too. I don't know if you heard anything of the nonsense he's been doing on some of these indie shows where he would say he's going to show up.
It doesn't. It takes the money.
And then doesn't show up.
Yeah, which is surprising because at this point, I'm surprised Rikishi hasn't like tore him a new one yet. Because at this point,
because all the articles about that were all bloodline member because they're like literal bloodline member.
Right.
But yeah, that's you also bad.
Okay, yeah, I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised family members haven't tore him a new one yet. Because at that point,
they might have.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gotten his act together, then yeah. Because at that point, you putting a lot of negativity on the Fatu name, and that name, those men have worked generations to bring prestige and integrity to that name. So yeah,
but
I don't know what possessed him to do something stupid like that anyway.
But what complicates things is so MLW had filed a lawsuit against WWE, and that was just settled last week.
Okay.
The TKO group says, well, this is a nuisance lawsuit. We're just going to pay them to go away.
Yeah.
Well, but what were the terms of that? And one of them might be that Jacob Fatu gets his release to come to WWE because we haven't heard from him doing anything lately in MLW. So.
Oh yeah, and then trust me, if Jacob does go to Connecticut, everybody, like all the higher ups, gonna take turns tearing him a new one.
Yes,
they're gonna day one. They're gonna tell him, listen, we're not gonna tolerate that here, or whatnot. And I'm sure his twin brothers is gonna tell him the same thing. Like, listen, especially Jay. He's like, listen, I already got one brother who's an idiot. I can't afford to have to deal with two.
So I just found out breaking news. Not really. Top Dollar signed with GCW, Game Changer Wrestling.
So he's going to be tag teaming with Effie, right?
Yeah, and Harpo's coming. So
Harpo's, right? Oh.
For those who don't know, Harpo's is it's a spot in the heart of Detroit on the east side where those assholes don't believe in air conditioning. And me and a couple Dudleys, Don Dudleys, almost died because it was just so hot in there.
It was so hot. Yeah, well, that sounds about right. Oh man. So let's moving on here. We do have I'm trying to see
Continental Classic.
We'll do the women's one since it's there. So you have the AEW Women's Championship with champion Timeless Toni Storm versus your original champion Rio. Now I'll tell you something. I love Toni Storm. We've talked about it before. I think it was the perfect thing to let her work this gimmick that she's been wanting to do. And she is so good at this gimmick. It's scary how good at this gimmick it is. And there's not much else you can even say about it. The theatrical about it, where the going to black and white, she got the butler, valet handler,
that 1920s starlet gimmick is going over quite well for her because she knows how to play it.
Yep. Yeah. And again, to a smaller extent, before she kind of went full into it, I thought it was very similar to Laurel Van Ness, or Chelsea Green when she was in TNA, and she had the bride, left the bride at the altar, and then she turned into the crazy bride who had the crazy makeup, and then the variation of the bride dress because she was crazy,
But now here's bonus points. Who left her at the altar? God. What wrestler left her at the altar? Laurel Van Ness.
Was it Bram?
It was Flop Dollar.
It starts with the same letter as Bram.
Oh no!
And he wore a beanie all the time.
Oh my God! Why can't I remember this?
Braxton Sutter.
Braxton Sutter? No, my God.
By the way.
Well, my bell's gone. It's over here. That was the key word of the night, guys. Braxton Sutter. Yep. that will never be heard ever again on a podcast.
Right there tells you. See, I'm coming up with a new, and I'm going to let Sauce know when it's done.
Yeah.
It is a NXT name generator.
Yep.
And so it will generate all these ridiculous names that they give these up and coming talent in NXT.
Yeah. Some okay, some good, most bad. That's just usually what it is. Most are so bad and horrible.
Sam Shaw, you couldn't just leave him as his real name, Sam Shaw. You had to call him Dexter Loomis.
Dexter Loomis. I mean, yeah. And
who comes up with that?
Wait, is he even still with WWE?
He is, but for a little while, he actually went and started filmed on that Tacoma FD show.
Okay.
With some of the guys from the Broken Lizard. Very funny show, actually. You should check it out sometime. But
I saw a few episodes of it. I was like, okay, this is Super Troopers with firefighters.
It's not as,
it's not a slapstick.
Yeah, it's more like anyone can watch it. It's more like Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
How dirty the Club Dread guys can get.
Right, the Super Troopers guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically super. The best way I always explain to people is Super Troopers, but them as firefighters.
Yeah. So he was filming stuff on that show. And it just, until they can bring back him and Indy Hartwell and put them together again.
Oh, Dexter.
Hey, it worked, Index, are a good couple together.
My thing was there was an episode on Jim Cornette talked about this where as they were reviewing a Dexter Loomis Indy Hartwell match, that's when they decide to bring up gerbling.
God.
Yes.
No.
And it went on a 20-minute segue into people who have had their careers ruined by gerbling rumors.
So are we going to... Oh, Mr. Slave.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Slave.
Yes.
Let me winks. Get going for the adventure. There we go.
Except imagine a gerbil dying of a cocaine overdose in your ass.
Oh, my God.
So there you go.
Damn. Didn't expect to hear that one. I'll tell you that for sure. But... back to the match. We have Tony Storm. Yes, Tony Storm, I believe, is going to just win. It was very interesting that they brought back Rio to immediately get put into a title match. I thought that was a little odd. I expect maybe someone comes out for this match. Maybe not interfere, but to come out after the match. What is Paige doing right now? So Saraya.
Didn't she just fight for the belt?
You're right. She just fought for the belt. But I'm saying that maybe she might show up either interfering or like afterwards to.
I thought they were like on the same team or like they formed an alliance again.
But can't you see this? Guess who else got released 3 months ago? Our dear, our favorite. Well, now it's. Because they're both Australian, Emma.
Yep. Emma, for sure. Tennille Dashwood.
Tennille Dashwood's just like Tony Storm is Australian.
Oh, I could easily see Tennille Dashwood going there, and they would utilize it. Well, I would hope,
and would cost Riho the title because Riho is Kenny Omega's girl. Yep. If he liked girls, he would go with Riho. But the whole point is I could see Tennille Dashwood costing Riho the match.
Yeah. As long as we get Tony in her match, just doing all her great mannerisms and just she's just a good worker though. I loved her when she was in the WWE UK dominating over there. And then it was crazy. She got brought up to the main roster and they were pushing her. I mean, they put her in with Charlotte Flair, all this stuff, and then she made her own decision to leave. She's like, it was like you got pushed and nobody else got pushed as hard.
She left and then basically was just bad mouthing the company. Basically, in short, she was talking about how basically she felt like her purpose wasn't to put Sasha Banks over or whatnot, and
then she made her OnlyFans page or whatever similar page.
Hey, speaking of merchandising, I wouldn't be surprised in the next month or so. you might see a black, the Tony Storm, her current gimmick figure, but they do like a black and white variant version that prints money.
I mean, it already prints money. You're right. Like, come on. Like, everything black and white, and then you could have, like you said, you'd have, and then maybe the different heads, or head that comes forward or whatever. But yeah, you'd have to have the black and white variant, and then you have to have that one. Come on. It prints money. The stuff's already so expensive anyway.
It's a license to print it.
I know. The license, yeah. So, yeah, I think we're all in agreement that Tony's going to come away with the winner on here. But, yeah, I like Tennille Dashwood. I like that idea. So now we move on to the Continental Classic Final. So tomorrow on Dynamite, I believe, and I'm not sure if it's tomorrow Dynamite and Rampage or it's just Dynamite, whatever. We're gonna figure out who the two people is gonna fight for the Triple Crown Championship. This is very confusing. It still is confusing to this day. But as I read it directly from here, the winner of the Gold League, which in the Gold League is the like you have there, Jay White, Swerve, and Moxley will fight off against Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston, the Mad King. So, and again, this is for the inaugural Triple Crown Triple Crown Championship, which is the Ring of Honor title, the Neverweight Open Strong title, and the new inaugural Continental Championship. So now let's break that down. Let's move this off for a second, Sauce. Let's move this off here. That's okay. Okay, let's break this down for a second.
Oh boy.
You first had the All Atlantic Championship, right? Which didn't make sense right off the bat. Didn't make sense. Then you're smart and said we're going to change the name to International Championship. Okay, I'm fine with that because you basically want to work as a intercontinental title, But now we have
on the world.
But now we have a Continental Championship. What does that serve? I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. What does that purpose serve for this title? I didn't answer.
So, all right.
Zero.
It serves zero purpose. So there's about 100 things here to go off on. Number one, Tony Khan is obviously jealous of All Japan Pro Wrestling with their Triple Crown Championship, number one. And the fact that it's gotten over as well as it has over the years that, we need one. And even though New Japan never made one because they know that that's not their gimmick, that, I can make one. I can do this. You've got a promotion in Ring of Honor that doesn't have television. Yet you've created...
We have two television titles.
You have two television titles. So let's start there. Okay. Number two, New Japan has created this New Japan Strong title, which is actually meant for just the wrestlers in the New Japan Dojo in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Not in Japan. This is an American title.
Yep.
Okay. And then you're going to create a Continental Championship. Mind you, there's been Continental Wrestling Association.
There has been.
In Alabama and in Memphis before they changed their name to USWA.
There was also one in Michigan, too.
They were called Continental Wrestling. And so he's reappropriating this name to another secondary title. So how many secondary titles does AEW have? TBS title, TNT title, your international title, now your continental title. At some point, isn't there title dilution going on?
Yeah.
I mean, you remember, Sauce, you remember in the late 90s when then WWF had your European Championship, your light heavyweight championship, in addition to your Intercontinental.
Hardcore title was there.
Oh, God. And your hardcore title, right?
Did you already mention European Championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you had title dilution there. And so now what are we getting? The AEW roster, they don't utilize the roster they have anyways. So is this a vehicle to get Eddie Kingston over? because this is honestly, but this is beneath Shane Strickland. Shane Strickland should be going for the world title.
Yeah. Swerve right now is not. We're in agreement that Swerve is not winning. It's going to be either Moxley or Jay White. I think Jay White's going to win to go to the finals. I think CBM said Moxley because Moxley versus the Mad King. Obviously, there's your two janitors fighting outside of a dumpster. Find the last scrap of food in the dumpster. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's two uncles fighting over the last bottle of Hennessy at the barbecue.
I want to watch it though.
Exactly.
I watch a Hennessy barbecue street fight right now.
Except to be some bootleg cognac, it wouldn't be Hennessy.
Yeah.
Vodka cognac. But.
Yeah. So, oh my God, you're right. You're right, CBM. Strickland, this is beneath him, and it sucks because I'm a guy. I'm a belt guy. I do like a nice belt. But my problem is this. Now you have a new belt, a new Triple Crown. Does that mean that whoever wins this is going to have all 3 belts? But then when would the one get defended? When would the new Continental title be defended? By itself? Ever? Or is it only connected when it's with the other 2 titles?
Listen, buddy, you asked too many questions for
Well, I got one more for you, Sauce. So you remember in the late 90s, Ultimo Dragon had his J Crown, which was a collection of 8 wrestling titles. And he would bring them to the ring, and it was just a mess of them. He had to have a shopping cart.
He was the original belt collector. I'm pretty sure you've seen the picture of him holding out all the belt. Yep, that's what he's referring to.
And so the thing is, though, Ultimo Dragon, he personally owned the rights to, I think, 5 of those belts, which is why he had them. But the thing was, the belts were still defended individually. And when he would lose a title like to the great Sasuke, then that belt would be removed from the J Crown. So would that premise still fly here?
Yeah.
Which is that, yes, if Eddie Kingston wins, which we both believe that Eddie Kingston will prevail, that Eddie, he could lose his New Japan Strong title, and now it's no longer a Triple Crown. No. He just has 2 belts.
Yeah. And that's where and that also brings the point here. The way this is worded is it's worded, now mind you, because AEW does so well at explaining things, right? They never explain their matches. So here's my point. They refer to it as the inaugural Triple Crown title. So are they inferring that this is going to happen again, this Continental Classic, and it's going to be for that Triple Crown specifically again?
It's going to be like the G1 Climax.
Now, I'm fine with that. The G1 Climax has always been that's classic, whatever. But calling it a Triple Crown infers 3 belts. And they should have never called this a Triple Crown. They should have just called it the Continental Classic, and then that would be like you win the Continental Classic. You win a trophy.
And Eddie Kingston has 3 belts.
And he just has 3 belts. You can say it's for the new Continental belt, but then just say he won the Continental Classic. And it's like the G1 Classic, and he's got like the trophy, and there you go, you won it. Because then it makes more sense to do the trophy every year.
Do they have a belt design for the Continental belt?
It has not been revealed, so
Are they even going to have a belt?
Oh, so now that's going to annoy if they don't have a belt now.
I'm sure they will. Papa Khan's money, produce whatever.
Now, the original, so back in the early 80s, in the Mid-South wrestling territory, before they changed their name to UWF, they had a television title when it was in Mid-South. It was a medallion. It wasn't even a belt. It was a medallion. And that was the television champion. In Smoky Mountain Wrestling, there was not even that. There was no belt. It was the Beat the Champ television title. There was no physical belt or medallion or anything. So I'm saying it's possible that there's a trophy. It's possible that this is a trophy and not even a third belt.
They already did that in NXT too. NXT has the Heritage Cup, which like Noam Dar's had for a while. So they do defend that like he had to defend it on a show a couple months ago. So it's like there might be, But how I read it, because it's a triple crown, they're very specific about being 3 belts. I think it's going to be another one. But my opinion, I already said, I think Eddie Kingston's prevailing. Sauce, what do you think?
You know what? I'm going Mox.
Mox.
Apparently they said, once upon a time, I guess this man was supposed to, he was supposed to go on his little vacation, his little breather, his little
vacation,
to rejuvenate his batteries. But yeah, he shows up every week on Tony Khan's programming. So I figure at this point, why not just give him all the belts?
What?
Since he's going to be on TV anyway.
But
bring up his prestige.
Actually, good point about that. Moxley wrestles next week at Wrestle Kingdom 18, guys. So if I remember correctly, he's wrestling next week. So what else would be perfect for him to show up with all 3 of these belts?
And then who's he wrestling?
I believe. Hold on. Hold on. I do have it here somewhere, I believe, because I do like to try to save some of this stuff sometimes.
Are you telling me the plumber is going to be at Wrestle Kingdom 18?
Hey, what can I say? What can I say?
Are you?
Oh, here we go. Yep. So it's Will Ospreay versus Moxley and David Finlay, and it's for the new IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, come on.
Because David Finlay destroyed the United States and the UK belt that Ospreay had. The new belt is now referred to as the Global Heavyweight title.
Didn't TNA have the global title that was the Legends
title? The Legends, the TV title,
yes.
The King of the Mountain.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you give Moxley these belts, sure. It ain't why not give him a couple more?
So there you go. So that's just my thought. You know what? Mad King prevails, and we'll have to count and see how fast he gets blown up in the match. That's all. I don't care, but
well, he can cut a good promo.
He cuts the best promos, man.
He's like to me. When I hear Kingston, I hear modern day Arn Anderson.
I know he's a superb promo
because he knows how to blur the lines between kayfabe and the work.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Oh my God, how funny! Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match. Honestly, I say good, but it's gonna be either a dumpster fire in a good way, or it's just gonna, I really hope Swerve. We want Swerve for better things.
Yes,
I hope he doesn't get it. We want for better things.
We want Swerve for that AEW championship.
Swerve, come on,
in a little while.
So that does bring us on to the main events. We've got Mr. Friedman. Mr. Friedman himself, Maxwell, MJF champion versus Samoa Joe for the AEW championship. I like to say it. Moxley's it. No, it was just funny. So here's my thing. There's so many different things going on, and the one thing that if it's not resolved at this show, the goddamn devil. I'm so over it. I'm done with it. I'm so over it. Now it's heavily inferred that the devil will be shown at the show. Sauce, who is the devil?
It is Nick Nemeth.
I thought you were going to be saying me. I'm like, it's me. Let's go.
All right, now, Dolph Ziggler. That's what I'm going with until I say otherwise.
I was talking to Sabian before the show, and I said the same thing. I said that, hey, it makes the most sense out of all the hires. And his brother works there already, but it would be a good storyline. Now, with that being said, do you think Samoa Joe is going to take the title off of him and have a little run?
No.
So you don't think so?
I put it this way: I treat MJF's run like Roman Reigns' run. The day that he loses the belt is the day I believe it when I see it.
Okay. All right.
Well, I've got a little. Now, and what it is outside forces, I think, are prevailing here. MJF's contract with AEW expires January 1st.
Yep. Actually, January 1st.
January 1st. And so if MJF still had a contract like throughout 2024 and it expires in 2025, I feel MJF definitely is retaining. But because his contract is expiring 2 days, is it 2 days after this show?
2 days.
that he's going to Stamford, Connecticut. MJF is not long for AEW, and so that would be the only reason why I would say that Samoa Joe would win. Not under normal circumstances, but because his contract is expiring, and that's why they're going to take the title off of him here.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some Joe. So if he walks out of that arena with the belt, listen, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah, and it would be so cool to see it. Fans love him. They cheer for him. I think he deserves a title shot, a title run for a little bit. You know, especially with everything going on with MJF. The timing about whether, because right now, here's the thing: even if MJF resigns with AEW, the whole point of this feud with Adam Cole, because you know that's the whole what they're getting to. Was Adam Cole actually the devil? Is Britt Baker? Is it just Adam Cole's gonna finally turn on him and then you're gonna have this feud? Cool. You don't need the belt to make that feud work. It's already built in. You've already had them been friends for months. Work a feud where they hate each other. You don't need a belt. You don't need a title to muck that up. It's already built for like a cage match or another dog collar match, which I'm not gonna lie. AEW for some reason makes I never thought I would say this, but they did some good dog collar matches. The MJF with CM Punk.
Yeah,
the MJF.
That was good.
What was the other one? The MJ the Briscoes. I know
versus FTR.
FTR. That was good. That was more funny because the one kept coming off of Jay, and he hit. Hold on, I got to put my thing back on. There we go. All right, let's go. But so yeah, he doesn't need the belt. He doesn't need the belt for it. I think Samoa Joe could run for the start of the year into Revolution, and have the belt, and he would destroy everyone, right? Everyone.
Well, but we're also forgetting the fact that MJF and John Cena had a big photo together.
Yeah, their photo shoot together for the Iron Claw red carpet debut. So it's like, yeah, and then Liv Morgan. Hey, Liv Morgan was hanging out with them, and then she got popped for having a little bit of marijuana and some edibles. And I'm like, hey, who'd you party with?
Yeah,
who'd you party with? You look like bro. No, I mean, she was having pictures with MJF. So it's like, hey, you guys all partying together?
She was connected with Enzo
years ago. Oh, yeah. Enzo walks in backwards like, what's up? Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. So, in my opinion, the devil, yeah. Could it be Nick Nemeth, the former Dolph Ziggler? Yeah. I said it could be Britt Baker. Like, they keep looking at the devil when they show him in vignettes or like when he was like in person. I said, none of that matters. They can always just go back and say it wasn't that person, right? They could just say it was like, now this is the devil, even though who you saw in that mask before was just a fake person.
How many fake? Remember the fake Stings?
The fake Stings,
or they literally had everyone under the Sting mask.
Yep.
Throughout 1997. So
and how can you forget the higher power? When McMahon, yep, I brought the higher power. McMahon was the higher power, and then who copied that gimmick in WCW with creative control? Well, not creative, the powers that be.
God,
Russo copied basically the exact same gimmick. So with creative contrle, the Harris brothers,
yes, Gerald and Pat.
Oh yeah,
Patrick.
Yeah, they were so subtle with that, right?
Yeah.
Oh God! But getting back to it, the devil at this point doesn't matter. But if the devil definitely is going to cause whatever to happen, so MJF losing makes the most sense.
And if Nick Nemeth as the devil, because that would then propel another storyline.
That right there is a great storyline to propel because, like, you could have them fight, and then does Adam Cole come and help, or he doesn't come and help?
Or they basically make it so that the devil's people beats him up as well. So that way he does have an opportunity to come out there. They'll show like a quick 20-second vignette of him, what's left of the carnage of him just laid out.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different. I'm waiting up to the last moment to guess on this one. I swear, I really am. Because
right now, until otherwise, I'm just going with Dolph Ziggler.
So what we're gonna do too is we're gonna have some prop bets on this one, on this show, because we, like I mentioned, we always do shows. We have our betting for the most prestigious championship right here. That's it, of course, the tomato fountain championship right here.
Yeah, the belt that Doc always redesigns when I'm not the champion. Yeah, that belt.
Well, I updated it. It's still the the
Yeah, I'm
plate.
saying, he never does that when I'm the champion.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's okay. Whenever you get it back again, how about we say that?
Yeah.
There we go. But anyways, we're definitely gonna have some prop bets. One of them will be 1 point if you guess the devil. And if you don't, no foul done. But there is one other prop bet I was thinking about for sure doing. Well, no, the guessing Jericho's partner. That's got to be another prop bet there for sure.
Yes.
And the other one I want to do is definitely if there's any nopes in the Samoa Joe match. Like if he does the nope, which if people don't know what the nope is, it's when someone goes off the top rope to hit Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe just walks off into a different direction. Doesn't move, just walks. It's been his thing for over 20 years. He's used that as a.
But now how about this though? Samoa Joe wins the championship. Since we're seeing people coming back, would we see the Olympic gold medalist make a 3-shot deal with AEW?
God, no.
Oh my God.
Kurt Angle.
No.
Samoa Joe.
No.
Recreating the magic.
Listen, Kurt Angle is my favorite all time, but that dude moves like cardboard now. I do not want to, no.
Or Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco's balling right now.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle can't do the same. He can't recreate the same magic in the ring right now.
You were talking about in the Olympics. I thought you were gonna be like Mark Henry or Gable.
I'll take Mark Henry before I take Kurt Angle and come back in the ring.
Gable Stevenson.
At this point, Kurt Angle, Kurt Angle's move stiffer than Matt Hardy right now. So no, I'm good.
Oh, that's bad.
That is
But Matt Hardy wants his flowers though, because he says that he is AEW.
He's AEW. Yeah.
I think his flowers, but what he really means is I'm tired of being looked up. I'm tired of being underneath my brother's shadow.
Yeah.
I know. Right?
Just tag in, Jeff. Do the right thing.
Tag it in. But oh my God. Yeah. So we're gonna have a good time on this show. Honestly, there are some ones here that are not obvious. There's definitely not some real super obvious ones on here, especially when it comes to the Edge, Adam Copeland and Christian, even this main event to a point. The Jericho tag team match, that's definitely could be either way. And even the women's matches to a point anything could kind of happen because he wants ratings. He wants something to happen here to get people talking on the socials. Just oh God. And the media scrum. We're just gonna wait for the damn media scrum, guys.
He does. Tony Khan does the worst media scrums ever because these are the softest of softball questions that are levied at him.
I know,
and he can still barely get out answers.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, okay, guys, thanks for watching this great show. Okay, I'm gonna
because it's great. It's great.
It's great. Okay, thanks, guys. Oh God, say great again. Oh my gosh."
So, are we ready for the heat of the week?
Oh yeah, sorry, I had to.
We good.
Every time we're getting this Tony Khan, man, it's like it's great. Oh God, it's great. But yeah, so for the heat of the week, honestly, it's hard because it's almost like we're at the end of the year, and it's been a lot of stuff happening in the wrestling year in the past, and lots of good stuff has happened. One thing I want to bring up, only because it was brought up in this promo, and someone kind of made connections to this. It has to do with Karrion Kross. I still am a fan of the former Killer Kross, Karrion Kross, and as such. So, anybody that knows Karrion Kross, he was brought back last year when Triple H came back. he immediately went to the bloodline and put down the hourglass in front of Roman Reigns. This is before the Clash of the Castle show. And nothing really happened with it, right? Kind of just happened, whatever. Then he had a feud with Drew McIntyre. McIntyre, biggest face ever, fought, lost. But then McIntyre was benched for a while, for a long time. Comes back, he's a heel. He's a heel, Then he keeps having all these feuds happen, and then he loses. Then he fights Nakamura. Then he fights Rey Mysterio. And then he fights Rey Mysterio to the point where Rey Mysterio doesn't want to fight my kid. I don't want to fight my kid. And then finally breaks down and I punch my own kid. That face of faces, the one that's never been a heel. We're not counting them till the animals. We're not counting them.
Right.
Because they still were faces. They were still faces. And then you talk about Nakamura, the man of honor, the man who fights with honor, fights him, loses, but loses now his honor, who literally is, spitting the venom into people's face, cheating. The point is, Karrion Kross has infected every wrestler with loss. Even though he loses, they win. And the best way I can describe this is, if anybody watches a Marvel fan, it's Civil War. It's the MCU Civil War movie. It's what's happened. He is Zemo, and he is creating all these guys. He basically broken them up and created them to have their characters tainted by this new Karrion Kross. Because his new promo, he said that he's going to have the new authors help him. So the authors of pain are coming back to be with Karrion Kross. So I know it's a long-term storytelling, and yes, did they probably shoehorn it in a little bit? Yes. But guess what? Someone used that and made that work. I'm all about it. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, because I still have faith for him. I do. And you take a losing record and make it work, that's fine with me.
Well, so first to correct you on that, the Filthy Animals.
Oh, now we're talking about
in mid 2000, where there was a match with Kevin Nash versus the entire stable of Filthy Animals. You had the special timekeeper, Disco Inferno, special ring announcer, Rey Mysterio, so the Filthy Animals for a little bit. Now that's when Rey Mysterio had the horns.
We all try to forget Rey Mysterio when he had the horns. Okay, so we delete it. Okay, we said delete.
Yes. So
delete.
So no, I feel though it's MJF, and this is why his contract's expiring January 1st. He's got a big decision to make, whether he continues with AEW or, despite his lack of size, he is a great promo, and as long as he has this current gimmick, I think he can get over in WWE,
and he can wrestle.
And he's a great wrestler, and he can wrestle multiple styles.
Oh yeah,
he can wrestle modern style. He can wrestle the old school Southern style too. So he has a big decision to make come January 1st.
Yeah,
going to WWE or staying with AEW, and that's why this pay-per-view, World's End, it leads into that big decision in a big way. And we'll know if MJF loses, we can assume that he's gone. But that if he wins, then he's re-signed.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably your biggest bet to say on that. So I'd have to agree with that for sure. But Sauce, what do you think, though? Would you call for your heat of the week?
Oh, my heat of the week is Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw, yep.
Now, mind you, I have not seen this movie yet, but the reason why it's my heat of the week is because hopefully I'm just hoping that it does well, because that way we get more, wrestler biopics.
And there's not many ever. The Wrestler is still one of my favorite movies, just any movie of all time.
Hey, remember when Hulk Hogan lied and said that he was originally supposed to be up for that role?
Yeah, true story.
Hey, well, he also recently got baptized, so hopefully he washed all the lies and racism off himself. But
it was probably like he went into lava when he got baptized.
But I follow this. I follow Hulk Hogan's lies, and so he was seen with all the Scientology folks about a few months ago. And the girl that he's dating, Sky Daily, she is a known Scientologist, for what it's worth. So now the fact that she got baptized with Hulk Hogan, I don't put much stock into this baptism, okay? This baptism might as well have been in motor oil, okay? Instead so Hulk Hogan, I don't take much stock in what that lying sack of garbage has to say.
Yeah.
So
I just feel bad for him only for one thing, is that all the back surgeries he's had, he's shrunken so much. He's short now.
Oh yeah. He says now he's 6'3".
When our friend Andy met him last year, there's a picture of him. And Andy, I love him. He's a short guy. He's like what? 5 foot?
5'1".
No, he's not 5 foot.
I'm 5'9", so
he's like 3 or 5'4", I thought.
I was going to say 5'4", because I'm 5'9".
He has to stand on a platform to use a urinal.
Oh, come on. Now we got it. But anyways, in the picture with him and Hogan, Hogan's only like this much taller than him. Okay. And we all know Hogan was he's short now. So I think he's just mad. I think he's mad about that.
Oh, I would be honest with you. I would say he probably still got to be at least 6'1".
But now Hulk Hogan said though that he was supposed to be in Metallica.
Oh God! Now that's its own podcast
and then he talked to Lars Ulrich himself about getting into Metallica.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Please.
But on that note,
that'll be definitely.
But we got anything else before we go?
No, that's pretty much it. We're gonna have a good show here. Hopefully, at least some good wrestling into the year, going into the new year here, and then of course next week we are gonna cover the New Japan's perennial show, Wrestle Kingdom 18, and then of course we will be doing a new food challenge right here. What are they called again?
These are moon cakes. This is Yue Bing, or moon cakes that the Chinese people they'll eat celebrating the new year. These come out at Spring Festival.
Yep.
And so these are double egg yolk and lotus bean paste cakes.
They're cakes, so there you go. So they're definitely going to be better than the Marmite challenge. But I will say, probably more we'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
So Sauce will be joining us with that. We'll be definitely filming that at one point or another within this week. But we're gonna have a good time with it, and we want to give you a nice preview though. But we're gonna cover Wrestle Kingdom 18 next year. Next year.
Yeah, next year,
Tuesday.
Yeah.
But with that note, we're gonna make you wait for it. But we're gonna head out of here. Thank you, CBM, for joining us. Of course,
Thank you, Sauce.
And we're gonna head out of here, guys. And we love all the comments and all the views. Can't do it without you, honestly.
Hold on, real quick before I go. I just want the world just to see this man's beard one time. Hold on.
Yeah, there we go, baby. And now, mind you, I can grow a little bit of beard, but if he wanted to, he could grow a long beard. He could grow a bigger long beard if he wanted to.
Well, I put the Ryan Day juice on it. That's why it's got the nice color.
Yeah, he doesn't complain though. He doesn't complain like Ryan Day.
That's true.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh my God. But with that note, we're gonna head on out of here. Sauce, why don't you take us out with that great closing you got?
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Lions won a game. We won a division. Pro wrestling is here, like it never left.
Right, baby.
And at the end of the day, forward down the field, again to World's End, and hopefully Ding Dong Khan will get together again. On that note, I'm Sauce Bronson. We've been blessed by CBM's presence. And, of course, at the end of the day, I definitely can't do this without, Dr. Love over here. He's the brains of operation. I'm just a guy that just works here. On that note, y'all be happy, y'all be healthy, y'all be safe, but most importantly, be good.
That's right, baby.